I'm Bill,
I'm Chase.
and this is Wildcat Chat, the home of all things Kentucky basketball. All right, welcome back to Wildcat Chat.
Yes.
We are still flipping.
We're dancing, yes.
Sweet 16. Let's go. We're here again. I don't even know what episode we're on anymore. Someone said 17. We've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
We're adults now. It's legal, all the things.
That's good.
So I'm excited. I'm ready to run through a wall. I don't want to break Jessica's walls here, but
Okay,
I am
yeah.
ready to just be the
No,
Kool-Aid
that's
guy.
why we have so many pieces of paper. Just when you get mad, just,
Oh yeah, I can't wait to just start ripping things up.
All right.
Might
Well,
rip your shirt off.
who
So
are you?
Excited. I'm Bill.
and I'm Chase.
Yeah,
All right.
and this is Wildcat.
This is Wildcat Chat.
Chat. Icebreaker. Let's start it out. Mr.
Wait.
Brian. Oh,
Let's
slow down.
moment of silence.
For Greg Gumbel again?
No, for the blob. He's no longer here with us.
Oh.
Look, we had a hard weekend.
Ex-con got it, did it to him.
Look, I'm just glad that we softened up Illinois for you guys.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what?
Is that what it
'Cause
was?
The Illinois team that showed up for us was not very
Yes,
kind.
40% from three, and they were under 20 against us. So
Yeah. But your icebreaker for today, I just have a simple question for you guys. What is your preferred style of pizza? Are you a New York style? Are you a Chicago style? Are you a Detroit style? What is your pizza style?
am I allowed to use the L word?
It started off so well.
I know.
And then you're
All right. I won't say the word.
Roses.
All right.
I
well,
said it.
all right.
There you go.
My big introduction with pizza was through my grandma, who would always order from that place, and it was always traditional crust. So I've always been, as much as as a kid, we'd all get the pan Pizza Hut pizza if you got the straight A's or you read so many
When the pan
books.
came out
Yeah,
back in the day before people would sue for everything.
I just like a traditional
Pan
crust.
fell on
So,
me. Can
so
imagine?
if you
Your
go
dad's like, get it
style,
off, you're fine.
if you go style, I want to be able to hold, like a New York style, like long skin, like I can hold it, flip it.
They cut it with scissors.
No, yeah.
They do know they do that in New
Yeah.
York. Like they have like these giant, like ribbon cutting scissors.
Mhm.
They're just like.
Nice.
I'm going to Italy in June. I'm going to eat so much freaking pizza.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can't wait.
Mm.
For me, it's all. I love every single
Oh,
type
you
of
can't do
pizza.
that. 'Cause
I
I
can't.
love all too. All right.
I love all.
Do you
pizzas.
think Detroit style is a style, or
Yeah.
just the fact that they just cut it into a rectangle?
it's thick?
But it's still it's pan pizza. It's just like, let's do it in a different shape.
Yeah. Well, it's Detroit. You can't give them much credit for anything.
Do you think
It's like the
deep
leading capital of the world
is
deaths.
deep?
It is. You have to carry a gun at all
Yeah.
times. That's why I don't go there.
All right.
Anyway. So what's your favorite pizza though? Have we done this before?
I think we
That's
have.
all right.
But no, do you think deep dish? Are you a fan? You said all
Yeah.
kinds. All right.
Deep dish? Yeah.
Do you consider that like even some Chicago people don't own?
I don't know
own,
people
own
from
deep.
Chicago.
Oh, you don't.
No.
Okay.
They're all.
Have you seen
Felons.
this new thing? It's like a Pittsburgh trend. They cook the pizza, but all the toppings are like
On
not
top?
uncooked.
Uncooked?
Uncooked. They put the cheese on last. They put the.
Do you like the pizzas with the sauce on top? Like it's like an inverted pizza?
I don't think I've ever had that.
Yeah, I think Bourbon House does it.
Interesting.
I guess,
I'm basically an
doing?
all pizza thing. Like cheese is. For some odd reason we've talked about like
Toppings on top or toppings underneath the cheese?
La Rosa's usually does it under the cheese.
I know. I worked there for
A Dewey's
17 years.
a Dewey's Hawaiian pizza with the traditional stuff. Like that's my go-to.
And it's not Donato's.
I will say though, it's one of the most unique Hawaiian pizzas I've ever tasted, and the almonds on it
Foreshadowing.
have a nice crunch to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love.
Our hot honey pepperoni is dynamite, just so you know.
Yeah.
The Donato's
My
hot
dad would coach
honey.
volleyball
Code
and
50.
have
$5 off too large.
sponsored.
Sponsored
Get him
by.
at Cafe Beverage.
Stop there.
My
Fun
dad.
fact, Donato's was owned by McDonald's for 5 years. Did you know that?
So is Chipotle.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Good things are owned by McDonald's.
All right, we're gonna reel it back one level back.
All right, your dad.
So my dad coached volleyball, and he would do. So you were a coach. There's some things you in the summer you can only have so many days where you do coaching thing like blah blah blah.
What do they call that?
So they'd have camps. But
there's
yeah,
like
basketball.
a 2 week. There's
yeah,
like a
there's
no,
only so many.
Yeah, can't
so
talk
many,
to people. Dead period or something.
But I think now NIL is going to high school or so. It don't matter. Just kidding. But so they'd have. So he'd provide food in the in between of these camps. It'd be like 2-a-day camps.
Donato's.
And it was the Pizza Hut lunch buffet with the TMNT arcade cabinets with the X-Men and Mortal Kombat 2. Like that's the 90s for me.
Yeah.
But then they stopped doing that. But it would be games.
Mm.
After the games, there was a Donato's in Hamilton.
Still there.
always would get that Donato's afterwards.
Probably
Delicious.
just- yeah. Still there.
And we'd have
Still cranking out pies.
I was a child, so I had smaller hands. So the small slices of the Donatos worked perfectly.
Do you know
with-
Megan Fox has small thumbs?
Yes.
Brian, what's your favorite pizza?
My favorite pizza.
Style, crust, whatever you
crust,
asked me. I forget already.
I'm a big Detroit style pizza person. You know, there's a local place called Taglio's that I've fallen in love with. They have a hot honey pepperoni Detroit style, and it's
Have you tried Donato's hot honey pepperoni?
I have, and they put too many peppers on it,
So
and then
shit.
it hurts.
Too hot.
That's exactly what I sound like.
Are you an Adriatico's guy?
I'm a Giordano's guy.
Okay.
Can we not talk about our pizza places? Thanks.
I didn't bring it up. I'm sorry. What Donato's pizza is your favorite, Chase? Oh, I don't know, Bill. Let me think about it real quick.
So speaking of too hot and spicy, how you feeling?
That's a good reel back. I like it. I'm feeling great.
No,
The last
no indigestion or
no,
good.
no, we're good. Last time that they got to the Sweet
lactose.
16.
Keep going.
Stop piling on me and talk about UK basketball.
I will have not met my wife for a year and a half. That's how long ago the last time we were in the Sweet 16. 2019 feels like forever ago.
6 years.
And so they were showing highlights and stats for the second game. We're not going to talk about the games that the second game just yet, Illinois.
Yeah.
But they said they won by 5 or more at halftime, they're winning by 5 or more. They were 56 of 57.
Mm.
The only time they lost was in the Elite Eight in 2019 when they played Auburn for the third time and lost. I think that broke Cal. I went back and watched some of that game. I couldn't. COVID was the next year, so I think that combination, like he just was never the
wrecked them.
same. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I honestly. So we'll get into the Illinois game. Okay, Mark Pope's our guy.
Yeah.
Right. I think. Did you feel like after BYU made the Sweet 16, and then obviously Cal, which I'm going to talk about that in a little bit too, when Calipari made the Sweet 16, did you feel like Pope had to win, which isn't fair, but did you feel like that?
I saw on Twitter a lot of people thought that he needed to. I didn't think he
To
needed
justify.
to.
I agree.
I said he basically was playing with house money after having that one win,
Yeah.
after getting all these guys. So, and the fact that they did win, and it's the first time, and I saw conflicting reports. I saw once, first time in 20 years. I saw first time ever, a team going to the Sweet 16
With no
with
points.
no points,
Yeah.
returning points from any players.
It is truly amazing what he's
Amazing.
done. And these freshmen,
Mhm.
Chandler, Noah, I'm so excited. Garrison looks like he's going to be a stud. If Owe can come back, whatever it takes.
Mhm.
What are we going to do to bring Owe back? Should we do an NIL deal?
Mark
Let's
Pope-
do an NIL
Mark-
deal with Wildcat Chat. We will give him $4.
$4 and a Detroit style pizza.
And a Detroit style pizza.
from Donato's,
Compliments
yes.
of Brian. No cheese.
Mark had this video where he's just like gushing on Owe, and people are just like, just keep showing him that.
Mhm.
If he's testing the waters of the
Yes.
of the draft, just like keep showing what that coach
So-
thinks about him.
I looked at NBA mock draft, which doesn't mean anything, but I
Yeah,
looked at
yeah.
it. Way too early mock draft, and Owe wasn't even on the list.
So that's good for us.
Good for us.
Remember
Remember when Randolph Morris went pro and he averaged like 4 points a game? What were you doing?
there's so many.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's so many. I watch with a group of diehards that have been watching for generations, and my generation group of guys, my best friend from high school, he loves UK, but like doesn't have that like passion or the stats. And it's always fun to just listen to the old hats talk about stuff, and then kind of have to remind them, because like, no, we definitely watched this game, and like we'll just talk about the fact that
Oh, they just forgot because they're old.
my best friend he's
Gotcha.
like Doug from Up, like Squirrel, like just like all the
So
time.
he's like your buddy Bill. Squirrel. Megan Fox's thumbs.
They look like squirrels? Is that what
I
you're saying?
think,
All right. So we were talking about Marcus Teague.
Okay.
And we were talking about the 2012
You
season.
didn't like Marcus Teague.
Um,
It's in the record books. You don't like Marcus Teague.
Well,
I
he couldn't
like
finish.
Marcus.
He couldn't finish at the rim.
Marcus Teague or Cliff Hawkins?
I think the ghost of Marcus Teague was infecting the back and the arms of Amari Williams under the basket.
God.
But
We'll
we'll
get
talk
into
about
that.
it. He was hurt. Heal up. Noah Will, he played amazing defense, so I give him that. Marcus Teague, Coach Cal had a book. They go from winning the whole tournament, not even making it in 2013. Ironically, with a very similar record to this season, which I showed you that stat, which is hilarious. Like the SEC was so bad that year that our record in it this year, barely above 500, is like, great job. Back then, it was just like, you can't even get in the tournament. Terrible. It's because he assumed Marcus Teague would stay, and he went to the NBA too early, and he didn't even average 4 points. Like he was
his brother Jeff was better than him.
Oh yeah,
do you remember Jeff?
Hawks, yeah, he played for Atlanta.
Yeah, good.
So there's a couple of those guys that you're like, because Cal, you can't recruit point guards if they don't think they're going to be the
man,
the stud.
Yeah,
and so 2013, and then Archie Goodwin just didn't.
Archie didn't pan out. Yeah, he was a me guy for sure.
So that's happened a couple of times. I love in this era of NIL, like you don't get hurt as much with that stuff. So I think we're only going to get better.
Do you think that we're going to go for like juniors and sophomores more than seniors?
I think the further we go in the tournament, more people's eyes are going to be like, oh, are they back?
No doubt.
Are they back?
I think they're already thinking.
I think so,
because we are back.
We are back, yeah.
Thanks to Lamarch Butler.
How can you have a guy that's plus 22 and doesn't even score a point?
In the first game, in the Troy game? It's impressive. It's called
leadership.
Defense. And leadership. So, best of the week for me, John Calipari. Let's give him credit.
Absolutely.
He made Rick Pitino look like his little stepchild.
Again.
Again, he does own Rick. And what's up with R.J. Lewis not even playing the last 5 minutes of the game?
I saw a lot of stuff. It's just like,
how would you feel if Owe wasn't in the game the last 5 minutes? Not
if it was due to a coaching moment and you're
coaching
losing,
moment, you're in the tournament.
But Pitino is so old school. Like I could definitely see that.
Don't make me talk bad about my guy. You saw his stats, 3 for 17. It's like, okay, Rick, calm down. Go back to Porcino's. Their spaghetti's great.
Did you say? I sent you the text
with John Calipari's
they said John Calipari's suit was made out of the tablecloth from that restaurant. Oh no,
Karen Cypher's there somewhere. Worst of the week, Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley, who everybody wanted to be Kentucky's fan except me.
We talked about this a lot over the weekend.
I've always hated that guy. He is a Bengals fan, so I like that. Did you see some of the snippets of him in that in the Florida game?
I did.
And did you see what he did after the game?
Yes.
Yeah. It's.
I don't like that.
I hope they don't have to like they effed us. Come on, bro. What are you doing? And did you see him tell his
assistant to shut up?
See, that's like, as a person that leads people.
Now maybe. In the past, coaches in the moment say that stuff all the time.
I don't.
But in the era of every camera on your face, like it just looks worse and worse and worse. The whole like 2 rings, like he went from, my gosh, they won back-to-back years. This could be a dynasty. 3 in a row hasn't happened in UCLA. That's decades and decades and decades.
I hope they investigate him when he gets fired. I hope he's cheating on something. I hate that guy. I'm rooting against him now.
What really did it, the first thing in this year that took me to the edge of like, okay, he might be a good coach, was the don't turn your back on me. I'm the best freaking coach on the planet to the ref that turned around. I'm just like, what world are you living in?
If you have to tell somebody you're the best at something, that means you're not. You think Kobe Bryant ever told anybody that?
No. No, he's the guy that they do a pump fake into his eye and just no blink. He's just like, I'm done.
That was great.
I'm done. Yeah, he's the guy that when certain things get accused of him, he just changes his number and he's just a different person.
Little Michael Jordan, 45, 23. All right, so let's get into it. 2 wins, 2 games, 2 wins, yes. Friday, Sunday. So we start with Troy. How did you feel going in with Troy? Did you feel comfortable, nervous?
I was fine.
You're fine.
I was fine. I thought everyone was freaking out like, oh, their 3-point shooting is atrocious, which means that they're going to shoot the lights out. Mm-hmm. Funny enough.
They tried.
And this is,
they tried.
Yeah, this will come around, so just bear with me for just 1 second. I like to open gym, still try to play basketball, still try to shoot around. I have a buddy, my best friend's younger brother, who got a NCAA official ball from like
Troy.
This era.
From Helen of Troy.
And it is so bouncy, and it is so light, and I hate shooting it. And Brea talked about, there's so many people that talked about that these balls are different than the ones they're playing with in the regular season.
That's weird.
It is. And and I've just from the ball I'll bring to the gym to his ball. There is a difference.
They're
to it, and
lighter?
they're lighter, bouncier, and it's like
You have to
a
adjust.
Wilson Evolution NXT or like I looked
Well,
up
the
what
Wilson
the balls.
Evolutions are legit. I
So
don't know what the NXT means, though.
if
Next level.
you look, there's a lot of games where, and it was St. John's game. Oof, those 3-point percentages.
Rick-
But for both
Rick-
teams, so
Rick-
many teams, 3-point percentages were a lot under. And then Bray figured it out for the next game. We're not trying to spoil it, but so you see some of his shooting and stuff in the first game.
Yep.
It almost seemed like Colin Chandler was the only one that practiced with that ball. And I feel like as the tournament goes on, they're going to get more and more accustomed to this ball. But
The Mormon Mamba, we should call him.
gosh, he's coming out of his shell. The sabbatical,
style.
rust is coming off. I
Sabbatical rust.
like. I didn't know because he did that
2-year mission
2-year
trip.
mission trip.
He wore
he's
no
still
shoes
No,
for
he's
2
still
years.
he's still considered a sophomore
He's a freshman.
or a freshman. Yeah, like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
consider like
Yeah.
that is wild.
It should be. He
No, I
did
know,
the
but
work of Jesus for 2 years. He should get 2 freshman seasons. Maybe he will.
Oh, it's like they roll back.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember? Yeah. Maybe he'll turn water into wine. I don't know. We'll find out.
I'm glad. I want to keep like what else did he do? I want to see like rack your brain.
Bread, a loaf of bread, fed the
Okay.
whole crew.
Yeah,
Some
for the
do-
whole crew. Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Some do a fish. I'm not
There you
sure
go.
what else, but we'll keep going.
So proud of you.
So when Troy games started, they
Mhm.
started the starters, and then they announced that there were twins on the team. Do you remember this? The Rigsby brothers, twins?
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately got sick to my stomach.
Because of the UAB twins.
Thank you.
Oh, that gives me
John
shit.
L. and Donnell.
that's-
Donnell. Come on, bro.
That's the 1-9 or 1-8
Yeah, 1-9.
second
2004.
yep,
Can I
opening
read you
weekend.
our roster real quick? Because I watched that again.
Hold on.
Oh, you might be able to name it. Build my wall.
It was like so we had a point guard that had
We're
the
building a wall.
long t-shirt. It was like Joe Crawford,
The
maybe.
best wall.
Joe Crawford. Was
Joe
it?
Crawford.
What was his name?
Hated that guy.
But
No, it
he
wasn't
wasn't
Joe
on this
Crawford.
team?
No, he shot too much.
He always wore the long t-shirt underneath the
That's
jersey.
weird. Yeah. It's probably why I
Sparks looks good on Sparks,
Yeah,
but
well,
some
yeah.
people like. All right, I'm gonna hear him because I.
Eric Daniels,
Yep.
Chuck Hayes,
Hayes, yep.
wow,
Mm-hmm.
Cliff Hawkins,
Mm-hmm.
Glenn Azabuki,
Azubuike. Yep.
and then
So this was 05. What'd you say?
04, and then our point leader that year, which you would have thought would be one of those, Gerald Fitch.
Pitch.
How about that starting 5?
Wait a minute. So this was the year after Sparks.
Yes,
Okay.
we were the one. We were the overall one.
Yes, and we lost. We
UAB
didn't even
had
get to the
twins.
Sweet 16. Ah,
Yeah.
I
So
have
I was
PTSD
like,
from this
oh
game.
my gosh.
they had one time, if you remember, and this is what gave me PTSD. Twin to twin, literally
Oh, yeah,
was a
behind his back.
backward throw.
Oh, I know.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
Because they can talk to each other. Like Mary Kate and Ashley, maybe
They were saying
talk
that.
ESP. Like
who's Mary Kate and Ashley? Full House? I'm joking. I know.
okay. I was like, oh no.
Breaks.
How rude.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Not to them, to the
Oh,
other
okay.
guy. Yeah. The one guy looks exactly the same. John Stamos. How does he not age? He's like
Money.
Rapatino.
Money.
He's like a vampire.
Money.
Money. Got it. What was I saying?
Twins. You're talking about UAB overall number C. You said that they announced twins at Illinois.
Yeah,
and you went,
very,
"Ugh."
very
And then we've been
sad.
talking about
Yeah,
UAB.
yeah,
So let's.
Yeah. So you brought up earlier, Lamarche has shown up.
Mhm.
They're saying he's wearing a lighter compression. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that. It
Is
looks
wha-
like he has more on.
Well, it's lighter apparently. Maybe it's lighter times 20, so where it's actually heavier because he's thicker. But I don't know. He didn't
Okay.
score, right? Let me check.
Nope. 0 points.
You already know. He did not score, and he had the best plus minus. So that tells you something.
So good.
Who was your star of the game in the Troy game?
So it looked like Oweh was about to go for 30. He had a nice stretch
Yep.
that I feel if Colin Chandler didn't come in and splash a couple awesome threes, Oweh had 20. He would have probably gone for more. But
Didn't need him to. We were
didn't
up
need him.
20.
Like by the time we were up
Yeah.
20, your boy Derbyshire's kid came in. Like they got to the
Yeah.
point where like
Yeah.
you were bringing in the bench, which is like the dream come true.
It's always
How
the
about
best
that
moment.
game? I don't remember the team, but
Yeah, the ref
the ref faked
cleaning
water
the floor
spill
up.
on the foot so they could bring the guy in with 50 seconds left. Just
It's the
to,
only time I will admit that I liked. a
yeah, I
ref
know. I was like,
Yeah.
and I honestly feel
for 6 seconds.
that a constant barrage of SEC officiating, it has not been horrendous
I would
in that
agree with
comparison.
that. I would agree with that.
It's not been great, but it's
Illinois
never been
was a
great
little
because
rough.
there's the human error.
Yeah,
like
sure.
it's not
Those
perfect.
guys shouldn't be human. They should be robots.
I will say.
What if they're robots
I will
out there
say,
running around?
we're gonna jump. I mean that it could get that way.
Like Minority
just like
Report,
drones.
bring
It's
it
just
back.
gonna be drones on all angles.
Tom
So
Cruise.
oh,
Minority Report. Probably my
I
favorite.
like that movie.
Probably my favorite Tom Cruise movie. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, it needs a 4K release. It's not bad. It needs
Let's
a
do it.
re-release. It's been
Let's
so
run it
long.
back. Let's let our group do it.
Oh,
Call Tom.
okay. Oh, we
Oh,
gotta
he's
call
right here.
Steve.
Tom.
Steve and Tom. I already pointed down. He's still there. He's good.
Anything left on the Troy game? Because I felt like we handled our biz.
100%. Garrison's confident in shooting those threes. Some of them look horrendous, but we need them.
Why does he shoot so much? Stop it.
We need that confidence going in. But I'll say
No,
this.
we don't. We don't
Amari
need a big-
Williams.
We don't need him
looked-
shooting threes.
Amari Williams looked bad. Kobe Brea missed a couple of threes. I said in the room on Friday night, we don't need them to be good for this game. They need to be good for the next game.
And you were right.
And then segue in, and they were.
and they were really.
And
good,
that's
so.
who we needed. So, all right. I will say with this game coming up, talking about officiating, did you see the? It was definitely a foul, but the guy pump fake. Garrison flies across. His knee is so high up, it hits his arm shooting, but no one saw that part. It was the fact that his hand came down on the deflection of the ball, and Gene, what's his last name? Sterator, like
yeah. Oh yeah, the rules analyst.
Yeah.
Let's bring in Gene. Gene's on his couch.
the ball is literally
in a row.
hitting the player's leg, and the position's changing, and he's like, I don't see that as a definite. I'm like, Gene, what are you talking
I
about?
usually like Gene, but he got that wrong. Yeah. Gene's
Gene.
usually on it.
Stick to football, bud. No, I'm just kidding.
You think
but
Gene has to wear jeans?
No.
No.
He has to be a molecular physicist, though,
I don't know what that means.
because it's spelled Gene like you're like.
Oh, I got it. Yep. All right. So Illinois recap. First off, Kobe Brea. I love him so much. He's my.
I was gonna say he.
Thank you for.
He
cutting me
had
off,
the
'cause I
Aaron-
was getting ready to say something I shouldn't. have.
Sorry.
He's my
Oh.
boy. Yeah, I like him that much. Love Kobe. Keep going. He's the
Uh,
heir of who?
What?
You said the heir.
No, I was gonna say in the air of like
Oh.
Aaron
You did
Harrison.
say heir.
Aaron Harrison,
Okay.
just like
Big shots.
I was
Games
like,
on the line. Aaron Harrison or
Kobe-
Kobe Brea. For the audience at home.
But the twin aspect made the Aaron thing special. So it would be Kobe just got to do it on his own. His own. He has to make his own shot, and I think that's tough. But
Yeah. He has more moxie too. He's got.
I
more
think
swagger.
if he makes a run like they did in 2014, that
Ooh.
this team might be more special because of it being Pope's first
Do you
year.
remember where 2014 Sweet 16 Elite 8 was? Because I do.
Oh, we just talked about it.
It was in Lucas Oil.
Indy, and then it went to Dallas.
And we're going back there this week. Let's go.
Heck yeah. I was like, there's nothing that can top this performance right now. And then Colin Chandler pulls
Colin.
up at the logo, just feeling himself.
I have to take it.
Just yeah.
I've been just dunking on this kid
All year.
season. I will own it. I'm a Chandler guy now.
I second that.
You have to know when first rule of Fight Club is there is no Fight Club.
Yes.
But the first rule of being a good person is admitting when
Admitting
you're
you're
wrong.
wrong.
Is that
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
So I was wrong. I'm liking Chandler a lot. He plays great defense.
I'm
That's what I
gonna-
love about him.
Here's my confession. What have I been crapping on all year? Kobe Brea's defense.
Yes, and he
The man has shifted gears to a completely different level. I will accept that. I'm very happy about his defense. The guy, rebound, adjusted steal, offense.
you can tell he doesn't want to be done.
assist. He was on the press, like stat wise, I was like, he's leaning towards getting a triple double,
Yeah.
but then Andy had the
36
most minutes.
too.
He had the most minutes.
36 minutes.
People were talking about this. Look at the time
6
differential,
rebounds,
like
yeah.
the starters. It's very even.
Carr 32, Amari 26, Owe 25, which I'm going to get into in a second on
Foul
that.
trouble on that one.
Kobe 36, Lamont 33, Chandler 18,
Helped out when
and
Owe had
Brandon
the two
don't
fouls.
shoot threes. Garrison 14.
Yes. Now was Perry hurt because he didn't come in at all? It was Noah
I don't think he was
Almanor?
hurt. I just don't. I think
because Butler was
Butler
there.
played so well.
This is the
33
only
minutes.
time in the
Thank God.
whole Illinois game that I was like, "What are we doing?" resting Amari. His back's been hurting him. He played great defense. He had that awesome coast to coast.
Yeah.
He
that
had
coast to coast was so
he
good.
had
I almost came out of my body. It was like
I know.
I jumped up and I was like, am I going to be floating above my body?
Carr had some awesome looks. He's still so soft sometimes, but
He plays good though. Plays
Yes.
well. Good defense.
good defense.
Boards.
Goes for rebounds. He's alert and attentive on the floor. They had some crazy guys they had to guard in that Illinois game. Big Z's brother, like just random people that could.
Thank God he didn't beat us. Could you imagine?
I know. But when he was hurt or like getting some rest, the 4 minutes Brea was getting some rest, they had Noah, Chandler, and Almanor all on the court at the same
it's
time.
a
I
little
like
scary.
these dudes individually,
A
but
little
all
scary.
I was like, what is this lineup?
Yeah.
And that's when they started coming back up
course.
15. Now we're up 6. And I think they got it down to 4 or 5.
They were down to 4. Yeah.
2 possession, but
Scary.
still 4, and then
Yep.
went right back up. So I never freaked out.
Yeah. Oh,
Even in the
nervous.
first half, they got back down to 3. Like the entire sport of basketball, it is a game
of runs. Yeah.
and they combated each run
They did.
to go back
I
up.
think that's a testament to Mark Pope for sure. He had the answers.
You have to know when to call the timeouts to stymie the momentum.
he
You
did.
have to have the right adjustments on defense, and the right people on the floor to do it.
I've got 2 big takeaways.
All right.
So my first one is Owe. He played 5 minutes in the first half.
Mm.
Both the foul calls were absolutely awful.
I agree.
I feel like other teams, like Cooper Flagg, he's not sitting on the bench. He's out there playing, right? Like Boswell, their clear best player in this game, he wasn't in foul trouble, and he was making the same fouls Owe was. Why do our guys always
Because it's Kentucky.
let our
100%.
dudes play basketball?
At some point in the second half, it was bonus 8 fouls on us to 3 fouls
3.
on them.
I noticed that.
For most of the game.
Yeah.
And it got even towards the end because they had to try to foul us and stuff.
But typically the winning team has less fouls than the losing team because the losing team's playing more aggressive, but not with us.
It's almost like we have to always fight 3 other guys
It's
along
annoying.
with the 5
So frustrating.
opponents on the floor.
But when Owe went out, that's when they started to come back because that Boswell
Yeah.
dude was so aggressive, and Owe could
Was-
guard him,
yes.
but everyone else had a lot of trouble with him. So in the second half, he stymied him because he was back because
Yep.
he had 3
And-
fouls to play with.
I'll tell you the one part where we were like, okay, refs.
He didn't foul anymore,
was-
by the way. I
Yes.
didn't realize that till now. Go ahead.
Carr shot 3 times under the basket. It was like shot,
Yeah.
rebound,
Yep.
shot, rebound, shot. They got the ball. Got hacked every time. And then it was the softest foul that they called on us immediately on the other side of the court. It was just like, that's the whole like, oh, scripts in,
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
it close.
I got a
like,
couple of those texts.
I just let call it both
Just
ways.
call
You
it,
saw
just
Mark,
be consistent.
You saw Mark. He like again. He's not as animated as your Calipari or your Dan Hurley.
or Underwood. Did you see that dude?
Oh, the
Illinois.
Oh yeah,
How did he
was
not
the
get
whole-
a technical?
Pat Kelsey.
Yeah.
What he said did not deserve it.
What did he say? Do you remember?
I think it was just like the straw that broke the camel's back thing. Like it was just
That's
saying.
what he said.
No,
That foul is the straw that broke the camel's back.
that
Could you
is
imagine
called
screaming that.
That is called an idiom,
Oh,
Bill.
okay.
I'm sorry. No, but I feel that.
Did you just call me an idiot?
No, I said no. You're good. You're good.
Thank
I
you.
love your wit.
Wits? You like wits?
Sponsored by. Did they also own Wits for 5 years?
They did not. They might though.
McDonald's.
Soon.
They're- Oh.
Oh.
The
Wait, I had 2 points. Don't
Okay.
take this from me. Oh, it was the first one.
all right.
The second one, can our bigs please, for the love of God, dunk the ball? Why?
Amari, I feel like it was
Why?
the back issue, but yes,
dunk the ball. We're
I
like
miss that.
The
I miss
rim's right
yes.
here, and he's like, ugh,
Yep.
just dunk it.
I miss having that guy that could just straight jump flat-footed, 2 hands and just power jam.
Who
like-
was the best dunker of your life of UK basketball?
Oh,
And why was it Klena Azubuike? That dude would jump out of the gym.
He was one
Alex
of my favorites.
Poitras.
When he was on, yes.
Anybody else?
I feel I loved Davis because what he could do with his length. Because he usually didn't have it in just straight jam. It was most alley-oops.
Yeah.
And that poor team sometimes would throw him some of the weird, and he would have to grab it
Yeah.
way back and still
He was
would
so
get-
fun to watch. I might go home tonight and watch him play again.
him and
Thank
Kid,
you, YouTube.
Him and Kid Gilchrist.
Love those guys.
Thank you for winning
Everything.
us the championship.
We love you. Anything else on the Illinois?
No, I was just going to say,
Beatdown.
that coach, the statute of limitations was up for him with how much he talked. Like you have
Underwood? He should have
Yes.
got a T. Come on.
Yes.
Team up.
Oh my God.
He was screaming the whole game.
Now, I guess if you like scream equally to every single ref, you know where their like
You're
limit is, and then you're like,
dispersing
all right, I can't yell at you anymore. Now I'm going to yell at you.
That's
but-
hilarious.
Yes.
As a coach, I will tell you, we have no idea who we're screaming at. We're just screaming at people. Yeah. Where I'm not like, oh, it's that guy again. Let me step it down.
I
Hey,
don't know,
come
but-
over here.
But if you had a Doug Shows as a ref, you would,
I
you would
would've
be
been
like,
thrown out a
where you
minute
at?
ago.
All right, you
Yeah.
come here.
I'd be thrown
Oh,
out.
I got teed up for doing this. All right, my bad. That's how it felt like that one South Carolina game with Cal. Shows was just like,
Yeah. The shows and Cal don't like each other. So, Illinois,
Done.
1-9,
One by
took care of
nine.
business. We were not favored. We were
two and a half at one
People
point.
were starting to make me nervous because I listened to other people too
No,
much.
my buddy,
Oh, we're
my
gonna
buddy's
lose.
brother was
They're
like,
good.
Vegas made this a trap game with those
Trap
odds.
game.
Yeah.
I like that. So we're still dancing. It's week 2 of the tournament. Something I've been wanting to celebrate forever is week 2 of the tournament in Vegas. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going to be in Vegas for the Friday game. So I'm excited. I'm going to wear my UK stuff everywhere. We're
You're
playing
going because
Tennessee.
of the game, or you're just
No.
in Vegas?
I'm there
Okay.
for a conference for work. But Friday, the conference is over, and I get to enjoy
That's
Kentucky, which makes me a little nervous because I have to be like in my confines for big games.
Mm-hmm.
This is a huge game, so I'm a little nervous of that. I'm not
Yeah,
like
I-
a superstition guy, though. It's not going to matter.
I'm
what I
very
do.
happy and blessed. I had to do a lot of compromising with family to get out of Jackson to watch this game on Sunday, trying to explain that you can just watch it here with a bunch of non-basketball watching
Yeah, you
people.
can't
Was like,
do that.
can't do that.
Mm-mm.
You can watch it in the car on the ride home.
Can't
It's
do
a
that.
communal thing. Can't do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I understand wholeheartedly
Yes.
what you're talking about. I will give you a stat. I was actually
I love
shocked.
when you give me stats.
I was shocked about this. Teams in the NCAA tournament that are facing an opponent for the third time, they win 76% of the time. That whole like third time is hard to win. Like it's
Somebody made it up.
nah,
Was it Seth Greenberg? 'Cause I
it's-
hate that guy.
It's mostly in terms of sport. It happens more in football.
Okay.
And I just feel like like it is harder it's harder to go against the same opponent 3 times.
As good as Alabama matches up against us, I
Mhm.
think we
We-
equally
yes.
match up well at Tennessee. And I will tell you, Lamont playing 33 minutes last game.
Gives me hope that him and Ziegler, he's going to have that. I'm going to see that Photoshop picture of him holding the hand of just that little Ziegler
Because
infant.
Lanier, I think OA, as long as he doesn't get this darn foul trouble, I
Mm-hmm.
think he can shut him down. But Chandler and Brea playing good defense, they think they can quiet him down. I think it might be a little lower scoring than it has been. on this.
100%.
Yeah.
I understand. I could see that, especially if Tennessee shoots threes like they did the first game.
Yeah.
If this
Right.
ball is a little awkward.
Yep.
And Indy, we're going to have a 2.5 hour distance advantage
Yes.
from Knoxville to
Yes.
Lexington.
Oh, it's going to be blue there. for
It
sure.
has to be. Has
For
to
sure.
be. Oh, so excited. I feel the big proponent from watching. One game I went to.
Yep.
You're so generous to invite me. Is watching how they go on runs. They're very fast.
Mhm.
I feel that the way we beat that team, we had I don't believe we had Jackson either game.
No, we didn't.
We had Butler for half of one of the games. I think we're going to need the Almanor, the Trent. We need one of those threes. We're going to need one of those magic threes.
Trent's when they play Trent,
Like-
he just does stuff. Like, dude,
Because remember, we watched Perry and Trent have
Yeah.
really great games.
yeah, right by his
It-
parents. That was awesome.
And I feel like they will have the confidence knowing they've already
Yeah.
done it.
To your
and it's-
point, I think Chandler's taking TP's minutes,
I can see that. And I think you like
and he's doing fine with them. So,
Yeah.
we're gonna be loaded next year.
Yes, we
so,
are.
I cannot make it to the game Friday because I just explained
Mhm.
why. But I will tell you right now.
oh, you're going to try to go Sunday.
No, there's no try.
Oh, you will
I
be there.
will be there Sunday if we make it to Sunday, and I'm really hoping it's Houston because I think that'd be a fun game.
It will be.
And no one
I
likes
think-
spoiler makers. So,
Here's the thing about Big Ten. It's some of the most boring basketball I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Indiana Big Ten basketball, like without Zach Edey, like
Yeah.
they always have this cornbread, like 7'2" guy. And it's just like their games are like, all right,
36
4 minutes to go
12.
in the second half, and it's 44-40.
Yeah.
You're like, you mean the second half,
Yeah.
not the first
Right.
half?
That's what happened in 2015, we lost to Wisconsin. It was big.
And that was also a goaltending that they didn't, a
Thanks.
shot clock violation, whatever it was.
refs.
I'm just,
Again.
whatever. It's okay.
So are we going to beat Tennessee?
I have more. I think we were 4-point underdogs when it opened in Vegas.
4.5.
Yeah, 4.5.
Has it moved? I haven't checked
I
that.
didn't check that. I think I feel confident.
Okay. Martini Marketing Jessica, we're going to win against Tennessee. She says yes, very confidently, off the screen. Brian Murray, Mr. Xavier, rest in peace, Sean Miller fan. Kentucky, Tennessee.
You know, I don't mean to be a downer, but I do have Tennessee preceding in my bracket. But that was when they were playing Xavier, so I don't know. This is a different matchup, so I think you guys can pull it out.
Let's go.
Let's talk about that real quick. You brought it up a little bit. How do you feel about Sean Miller now going to be in the SEC?
I don't like it.
We're
I
just
think
like
he's
collecting.
a great coach, and I think he cheats.
Oh well.
It's not.
I was going to say. I was just like, we have such this eclectic group. It's like Pokemon cards of all these SEC coaches, and then you said good coaches that cheat, and well, there's a couple. There's a couple.
Bill, would you say he cheats a yacht?
Aha! There is that.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
Arizona advanced too. He was a coach of the Wildcats at one point. Am I right?
So if you could reseed things right now,
Reseed?
reshuffle these teams, who's the best 4 teams left in the tournament?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, all 4 ones are still in.
Correct.
Are
they all 4 the best 4 left?
I'm telling you, I thought Florida had it.
Ooh, they were
Honestly,
close.
there were 2 plays that honestly I would have agreed with Dan Hurley. I wouldn't have agreed with how he presented it, but I was like, "Ooh, the refs."
Clayton's a stud, by the way. That dude. Do you see that like fading
Mm-hmm.
three he hit as I fade away from the?
I did not understand how he made that
Yeah,
basket.
he's good at basketball. That's how.
I'll say Florida.
Yeah, Florida's the overall one. I think Duke is. Duke looks the most impressive. Yeah.
They choke.
Yeah.
I want them to lose so bad.
No, I know what you want, and so do I. I'm just saying.
Last 4, yeah. So I would say all 4 1
stay.
seeds.
Okay.
You're talking about bracket and stuff like that. Like, my wife's like second best in our pool, and
Of course she is.
And no, but I had to explain to her, and I had to show her it. It's just like because of NIL, it makes the mid majors get all of their talent taken out.
Yeah.
So that
Xavier.
in their conferences they're still winning the games.
Yeah.
But then when they find
Get to the tournament, it's
so you're not getting as many upsets,
which I like. You
like that. So
I wanna
basically,
see-
if you rocked chalk, your bracket looks way better than.
Did you just rock chalk Jayhawk?
No, I'm sorry, but
they're not in it anymore. Bill Self. See ya.
I mean, if you want to talk about good coaches that cheat, he needs to come to
Oh,
SEC
he's
at
top
some
of the
point
list,
too.
that
All right,
guy.
anyway, but the concept of like
He's
this
not leaving
bracket,
Kansas.
if you try to make like, ooh, I think an upset could happen
Yeah,
here.
there's
Like you
no
actually
Colorado
you got
State.
penalized
Yeah.
this year. And I'm wondering, like, do we just
It's the NIL.
go
Chalk.
we go chalk the whole? It's
But
such
look
a
at
boring
these-
thing for a
But
bracket.
look at these games. Auburn, Michigan, give it to me.
Mhm.
Ole Miss, Michigan State, put it in my veins. Florida, Maryland.
How funny!
Great
How
game.
funny that 2 of the only biggest upsets
Mm.
of what
SEC.
upsets are. No, FC.
No.
The-
Wrong.
The outcomes of this 3-way
Yeah.
trade. So
Yeah.
you had BYU upset, the big upset Arkansas St. Peter's. The only one, there are 2, but the only one of the top 4 seeds from each region that's not in it right now.
Yeah.
I had them go in the final game. I was like, I read the script. It's gonna be
read
St.
the
Peter's,
script.
UK. It's gonna be Patino, Mark Pope. That'd been so awesome. But then they,
St. John's.
I say St. Peter's.
You did.
Sorry.
It's okay.
St. John's, I saw a tweet. I just want to say it because it was funny. They looked like the best basketball program in the history of the planet if a basket was not involved.
That's great.
That's great.
That sucks.
Poor
Yeah.
guys couldn't make a shot, and that's
Yeah,
sad. But
yeah.
I had Wisconsin advancing. Those were the 2 of the
They
big
lost,
ones.
didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, BYU.
that was so BYU. I feel got a good outcome out of this. Pope,
Yeah.
Calipari,
Kentucky.
good on Arkansas. They seem like it's where he needed to be, and we're happy here. And I'm all about that.
I got a buddy of mine that's a huge
Suey fan?
Calipari guy.
Oh, okay.
Suey. read this and tell me how you feel about this. This is what he sends me.
Should I read it on air? Is it
Uh-huh.
is there saucy language?
So they win Thursday night. Calipari wins, and he sends me this picture of Cal.
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
oh, hey, Cal
Yeah.
won. And I said, well, you're not going to see me root against Cal against Kansas. Because he's like,
Yeah.
oh, you got rid of Cal. I'm like, well, first off, Mitch Barnhart did, not me. I didn't have anything to do with it.
Bill, it's right here.
So then he sends it to me again on Saturday when
Mhm.
they won again. And I said, wow, if only he could have won the past 5 years in the tournament at UK. Like, what are these guys doing? What's your point? Kentucky fans, if he actually would have won a game in the last 5
Mhm.
years, nobody would have wanted him to leave. Like, I don't understand this mentality. Do you understand?
No,
that? It was time.
and it worked out for everyone. So I honestly
your
feel
point, it worked out
I
for
feel
everybody.
now we play Arkansas. We're going to play Arkansas at Arkansas next year if we play them. But if Cal comes back to Rupp, applaud the heck out of the guy. Like
right.
he's in where he needs to be. We got our
And by
guy.
the way, without his best player, Adu Thiero is on the bench, hurt. So that's very impressive. He's done a good job. And I'm not going to do it
I bet
anymore.
we had to beat
No more Cal talk.
Montana if he would have been healthy the year we had him to. Jeez.
Yeah.
DJ Wagner could actually drive through the lane.
I know. Gosh, DJ.
But also, it also proves a point that some of these guys just need more than 1 year.
Very true.
So,
Maybe they should make it like college football and not let them leave.
and you know who's the biggest proponent of that? John Calipari.
Yeah, he is. You're right.
He's like, I'm going to do the one and done
Yeah.
because it's offered
Well,
to me, but
That's one of my favorite
Yeah.
quotes ever that I was told by one of my biggest mentors. Show me the rules and I'll win. That's what Calipari is like.
Mhm.
Well, I'm going to play with the rules that I have because these are the rules.
Yep.
And he's not wrong. So, all right. So, are we speaking of rules and money and winning? Are we playing with house money now?
Yes.
Are you happy regardless what happens?
yes,
Yes.
I mean, obviously,
Same.
so
But I don't
I
wanna
saw
lose
one tweet. I
Tennessee.
saw one tweet
Not
that they're like,
Tennessee.
I would rather lose today to Illinois than win and lose to Tennessee next weekend. I was like, well, that's
No,
stupid.
Yeah, Sweet 16
But
are sweet.
Losing
Ah.
is going to be painful.
Yeah.
Right. We got a couple minutes.
Yep. That was it. That was my-
Every single time, every single game we've won in March
Yep.
has solidified the point that in this first year, it is a big W for Mark Pope. And every game that advances,
So he's playing with house money.
yes, he's already gotten an extra year on his contract and a bonus for winning and going to the Sweet 16.
50 grand after tax.
Keep-
It's like 37.6. I don't know. I did the math.
There you go. I love it. Your numbers guy.
I am.
love it.
So is Mark.
Now I just keep him around.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Keep the love of the community and Big Blue Nation, and Big Blue Nation will want him around forever. Well, you have to win, but I've
Yeah, you
like,
gotta win. No more
he's-
Jack Golkeys.
yes.
No more St. Peter's, Peacocks. None of that garbage.
yes.
Just win the game you're supposed to.
I saw that kid dancing from Mercer when they upset Duke 15-2 a couple years ago, and I was like,
It hurts.
it hurts, but man, when it's not your team,
Yeah,
it
it feels
is
good.
great. So
All right. So Tennessee. Then do you think Houston? Who's gonna win? Houston, Purdue.
I mean, I think it's Houston.
Houston. Yeah.
I just think they always peter out, and they don't. They just like lose gas because they've been a number one seed. I think the last 3 years. So I think it'll be Houston. I hope that Purdue gives them a run for their life, just like
triple
how
overtime.
Xavier did it to
Thank
Illinois,
you, Xavier.
and just
Thank you, Sean Miller.
loosen them up a bit.
Thank you, Sean. Boo, we hate Sean.
I feel that we might have to like have a recording of a phone call or something Saturday if we win. Go to the Elite Eight while
be a
you're
big game.
coming back to Indianapolis, and I'll be in town.
Can
I
you
won't
go to
be-
the game Sunday?
Yes, I
check
could.
with-
I could.
Okay.
I could.
You got my number? Write it down. Write that
Okay.
down. All right. So we'll see you guys in Indianapolis, and we'll be back Monday to talk Final Four.
Heck yeah.
That
Let's
was
do it.
Wildcat Chat. I'm Bill.
I'm Chase.
We're out. Woo!